For the past 2 years, Huub Wattbike have been busy disrupting the track cycling hierarchy in David versus Goliath fashion. Having set up home in Derby, England, the underdog trade team's pragmatic approach and number-crunching ways have helped them quickly become major players on the World Cup scene, winning pursuit medals ahead of some of the strongest national squads.
I think, yeah, we definitely played on the David Goliath thing in the early days. I think now it's kind of hard to say. Obviously, we've grown and we have more commercial support, we have more sponsors, we have more, even staff to a certain extent. Okay, people aren't employed, but people who want to come and help out. And instead of it just being 4 lads from Derby, it's kind of exploded into a whole lot more. I think, yeah, relative to the nations, we are still incredibly small. We don't have the support staff and the finance to back that, but we're definitely trying to fight with them head to head rather than trying to throw a little stone at them anymore. Why Derby? I think Derby in general has just been super supportive of us. It's obviously quite central as it goes, and we did look at the velodromes. They're just too far away or too occupied by the Welsh cycling, Scottish cycling or British cycling, so Derby was perfect for that. We had great support in Huub, who are Derby-based, Wattbike, who are just across in Nottingham. The Derbyshire Institute of Sport has been incredibly helpful with everything from S&C, physiotherapy, psychology, just general team support, and we've been able to grow within that network.
Even just a local track league, it's a thriving area for track cycling, and I think that whole Barbados reputation is it's really grown and grown. And there's people asking all the time where to get t-shirts, and go on Huub and get one. It's no issue. All 5 of us live together. We stay in college halls at the moment. We're about to move house actually into new digs, but yeah, it's a tight relationship with all 5 of us in one hallway, sharing a kitchen and just living together, training together. Yeah, it's like a full 12-month training camp. So obviously that's got highs and lows to it, and everyone appreciates different parts of how it works. At the moment, yeah, it's going really well.
Unlike their modest living conditions, Huub Wattbike's success on the track has been far from understated. The Barbados-based squad took team pursuit gold at last season's London World Cup, while Scottish sensation John Archibald has since twice set the individual pursuit sea-level world record. However, new UCI regulations coming into force for the 2020-21 season could soon restrict their progress.
So the UCI changed the regulations just within the last few weeks to now exclude trade teams such as us and inCycling from competing at World Cups. And they now want to call it a Nations Cup. And trade teams will now only be allowed to compete at Class 1 events, which is a level below, and it's not, in terms of what we have been doing, it's nowhere near the level that you would expect. So it's a real downer in terms of the team's progress, because it's just putting us back even further. I mean, originally we couldn't do the Olympics, couldn't do World Championships, couldn't do Europeans, that kind of thing. But now we can't even turn up to World Cups.
So the support and the petition's been outrageously good. In short, it's blown us away. Like, the amount of people who obviously see the changes for what they are, and in some ways it's a bit like what the UCI were trying to do to Graham Ribéry back in the day when he brought new ideas. They wanted rid of him, but they couldn't do it as straight as they wanted to. They had to find other ways to limit his progression, and it sounds pretty much what they're doing now. They're trying to wrap it up with some other excuse that doesn't really stick. But yeah, the support's been great, and I want people to keep on pushing, because it's the only way we can keep getting this traction.
In the meantime, Huub Wattbike have other goals in mind. A series of world record attempts planned for 2020.
The World Record Challenge is quite an exciting one, really. We always wanted to go to the Olympics, so that's something that we kind of pushed towards, and obviously it doesn't look like it's going to happen, so we thought, well, what's the next best step? Well, if you break a load of world records, you sit at the top of the timesheet as at Tokyo, world record holders, Huub Wattbike, it'd be pretty awesome. The general plan at the moment is either Mexico or Bolivia. We're sort of hedging our bets at the moment, speaking with both nations and trying to figure out what would suit best. We've pretty much ticked most of the boxes in the back end with altitude training, adaptation, and looking towards the physiology side of stuff and what's going to hinder us and how do we adapt best towards that. Other than that, it looks, pretty much like we can go out there and hopefully break a good few records. It'll be the team pursuit's the big focus for us. We're our team pursuit team, and that's what we want. While we're up there, though, the individual pursuit will be the next goal, and I guess there's a bit of a wing it and see the hour record.
It may well end up that a couple of us try it, because there is really nothing to lose. And it's not as though we're pro riders with massive egos that if we don't get it, it's just not the end of the world. It's going to be good fun regardless. And I think they've egged me as being the main threat for it. I mean, at the moment it's early stages, and I think we're focusing on the team pursuit. That's the main one we want to get. But then the Era has such an such an appeal to it that it'd be rude not to give it some focus and see how close we can get, or whether we can. Is it a realistic possibility?
Now we go for that.
The financial side of the record is quite scary in a way. I remember back in the media when Victor Campenaerts went for the hour record, he said he needed €100,000 and people were scoffing and laughing and saying, don't be silly, you don't need that. That is a legitimate amount of money. For us, we're doing it on a very tight budget and it's still going to cost us in the region of £60,000. It is expensive, and it's frustratingly so. I mean, you think, yeah, you just hop on a flight to Mexico and ride around the circle if only it was that easy, but there's a lot of hoops to jump through in the meantime, but we'll get there and we're definitely pushing towards it. But I mean, the more support we can have, both financially and commercially and from spectators and things like that, it just grows us as a brand, and it means we can get the support we need to go and attempt these records and hopefully put them on a shelf for some time to come.